And our third main topic today gets submitted to us by Nick Sergei, who writes, a couple of trades all started reporting that Star Trek IV is back on with Legion creator Noah Hawley set as director. Thoughts on this? I think Paramount realized they need to nourish the franchise they have. Well, they've always realized they need to nourish the franchise they have. But yes, absolutely. And thanks a lot for sending that in, Nick. And yeah, Rob, listen, it looks like we are getting ourselves a new Star Trek movie per se that is going to be coming and is on the way. Now, this is something they've been trying to do for a bit. They've been trying to get one going for a little bit here and having a little bit of trouble doing it. Just recently, they had brought on there was a female director that was brought on to do it, but then that story that she was interested in doing kind of got pushed aside, and now there's a new story. Now, for those of you wondering, here's the technical aspect of it. This comes to us from The Wrap, who writes, Legion creator Noah Hawley is in talks to write and direct the next Star Trek film for Paramount. An individual with knowledge of the project tells The Wrap. The film will be the fourth in the series that began with 2009's Star Trek reboot. This is interesting. Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Zoe Saldana, Simon Pegg, and Carl Urban are expected to return. Now, the reason, and we'll get to the more important thing here in a second, which is, of course, the Noah Hawley aspect of this. The reason why the Chris Pine mentioning is interesting is because, remember, he and Chris Hemsworth both basically said, no, we're not doing the next Star Trek movie because we want, our salary demands met. And Paramount was looking to them to take pay cuts because of the realities of how much money these movies actually make, and that caused a lot of problem, but apparently Chris Pine is back in the fold. Whether or not they're going to be able to restart talks with Chris Hemsworth and pursue that story, or that they're going to abandon that, we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, Rob, you see this whole thing here with Star Trek and all that kind of stuff, and Noah Hawley, and you are the biggest Trekkie I know. Trekker, Trekkie, whichever your preferred thing is. What do you think about the addition of Noah Hawley to direct this thing?
It is no secret to anyone who follows me that I have been, let's just say, not a fan of Bad Robot's stewardship of the Star Trek franchise. That said, I love this idea. I love this idea because, first of all, Noah Hawley comes out of television, doing Fargo and doing Legion, which I loved. I love Fargo as well.
And everybody got really excited. Remember, he was, before the Fox Disney deal happened, he announced at Comic-Con he was going to do a Doctor Doom movie.
Yeah.
So everybody was excited about that too.
I'm a huge fan of Noah Hawley as a creator. He is an auteur, which is what Star Trek needs. Nicholas Meyer came in and famously rewrote Jack Soward's script for Star Trek II at the 11th hour. And I think Star Trek needs someone like Noah Hawley to do something interesting and unique. But more importantly, Noah Hawley comes out of TV. The thing that these Star Trek movies need is somebody to make a great film that doesn't cost $200 million or $150 million. Star Trek movies don't travel well internationally. I think Noah Hawley will come in and make this movie for a price. It's going to allow them to pay the actors a little bit more because, let's face it, they've got to bring them back. I thought the idea of bringing back Chris Hemsworth as George Kirk was stupid. He died.
I love the idea.
Not maybe from a Star Trek standpoint, I didn't like it at all. I think this time they've got an auteur behind the camera, they got an auteur writing the script, they've got somebody who comes out of television that knows how to make things for a price. Legion is an incredible series, totally imaginative, totally outside the box, and if he can bring that to Star Trek, that's what Star Trek needs. I mean, where's the final frontier, as Kirk once said? The human heart. The human heart. Where's the human? I can't tell on the camera. The human heart over here. And I think that's what Noah Hawley's going to bring to Star Trek, and that's what Star Trek needs. I think he's already pitched his idea. I think they like it. I think they want to move forward with it. I think we're going to get something great. And I, for one, as a Star Trek fan, lifelong, am excited.
Now, it's funny because we come from completely opposite points of view. I've also been a fan of Star Trek. I'm more of a Star Wars guy, obviously, but I've always really appreciated and loved Star Trek as well. But I'm a bit of the opposite. I really do enjoy the Bad Robot Star Trek stuff. I enjoy discovering all kinds of stuff. But I also think this is a great idea. This guy has shown he can tell this sort of storytelling. And you're right. I think this is a case where coming from television is going to be a benefit, not only for himself, but for the storytelling process as a whole. And it's going to be really interesting to see where they're going to go with this. Question is, guys, What do you think about the addition of a Noah Hawley, the guy who created Legion, coming on board to direct the next Star Trek film? I mean, look, we've said it before, but there's no guarantee this movie's going to happen, but it looks like they're moving forward with this. Do you like the idea? Do you not like the idea? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. And by the way, it should also be highly, 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 this has nothing to do with the Tarantino Star Trek idea. That is something that all the stories made very clear. This is an idea and something that's completely separate from the Tarantino one. So that's still something that may or may not happen in the future. Just keep that in mind. All right.